Hi, I'm Brett Johnson, former United States Most Wanted cyber criminal, now good guy, and host of The Brett Johnson Show. Today's episode is episode number 84. We've got Monroe Meyers. We're sitting down, we're talking to him. It's a prison politics episode, which means that Monroe has served significant prison time. The man has served a lot of his life behind the fence. We sit down, we talk to him about how he's turning his life around. And notice I said turning his life around because it's a continuing process. I served 7.5 years. I continue to turn my life around every single day. It's a process. So we sit down, we talk about that. But make no mistake, this is also what you're going to find out during this show is this is a lot of the ways that inmates talk with each other. We bullshit around. We shoot the shit. And that's exactly what Monroe and I do in this episode. So without further ado, episode 84 of The Brett Johnson Show, Monroe Meyers. Enjoy. Monroe!
Hey, what's up, man?
Dude, I apologize about being late. I had an interview at 4:00, and I'm sure you have encountered this bullshit too, of these people who claim they are something and are not.
Hey, man, look. I learned that a long time ago, man. In prison, you could be whatever you want to be. I done met lawyers, knots, everything in there.
Dude, this guy talked for 2 fucking hours, and you talk about just full of shit. Claimed to be this drug trafficker, meth, coke, heroin, OxyContin,
right,
and all that stuff. And I was like, and the only thing he's ever been charged with is supposedly a federal misdemeanor, and I'd never even heard of that bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't think the feds messed with misdemeanors.
Yeah, I didn't think they did either.
I thought they were looking for bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, exactly. They don't do that small time bullshit, man.
Right.
So how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm good, man.
So where are you, dude?
I'm in Louisiana. I'm actually staying in Franklinton now. I was born and raised in New Orleans, though.
Well, I heard that accent and I was like, man, that sounds just like Louisiana.
Yeah, I got out when I got out this last time in 2021. My mom and them actually lost everything in Katrina in 2005. And they moved to North Shore up here in Franklinton. And when I got out in 21, I've been out here since. Okay. I'm loving the country life right now.
How long were you down, man?
Altogether, I did 19. I did 12 years, 9 months on my first dose, which was September of 98 to December of 2010.
God damn.
Then I went back in 12 on a new charge, but it was basically a parole violation.
Yeah.
They got me for a syringe and some stuff that was left in the hotel room that the little chick I was messing with left in the room.
Right.
And they arrested me. I think that was April of 2012. I got out July of 13. Really, all I did was 15 months on that. And then I went back in 16 and did another 5 and got out in 21.
You just didn't have enough time. You wanted to come back and visit the guys?
Oh, man, it's drugs, man. It's drugs. But I've been clean now. I've been clean now since October of 16. So I'm good
deal,
now.
Man. Yeah, you're doing all right now.
Yeah.
So was it always just drug use, man, or what?
It started out as drug use. My first conviction was actually aggravated burglary. A guy that I basically grew up with. Me and him, I don't know if you remember the rave scene in the mid-90s.
I do.
But me and him started selling a bunch of tabs, and we was getting them from a guy that I knew that was getting them from Amsterdam. They were the Rolls Royces.
So they were the good shit.
Yeah, they were the good shit. Yeah. And we were moving a lot of pills, but we weren't making any money. We were making money, Brett, but we were spending it quicker than we were making it. I mean, we were pulling up to the State Palace in a stretch limo with our whole clique. You know what I'm saying? We were renting the whole top floor of the Landmark Hotel for the after party. Like it was there, but it was gone. You know, as quick as we could.
I know. When I was stealing money, man, I didn't respect the money either. You know, it disappears as fast as you get it.
Yeah, you don't respect it. It comes and goes so quick. But he had actually kind of went under on me on some shit, and I found out about it, and he moved, and I felt like he owed me about $30,000, which he probably didn't. Maybe he did. You know, we were 18 years old, and about 6 months later, I found out where he moved to, and I went and kicked in his door and kind of roughed him up a little bit, and That's what I did my first. That's what I did my 85% of 15 on. I did 12 years, 9 months on that.
Did you do state time, man?
Yes, I did all state time. Nothing fed.
Where'd you pull your time?
Let's see. I started off in Cottonport. I did from 98 to 04 in Cottonport. I left Cottonport in 04 and went to the police barracks, which is in Baton Rouge. We actually worked. I lucked up because I got in school in Cottonport for diesel technology. And once I got ASC certified as a mechanic, I actually had the colonel at Cottonport at the time. I was working on his crew, and he actually talked to the captain. This is hard to get in the police barracks. I've been writing letters once a week for 3 or 4 years, and I couldn't get pulled. And the colonel at Cottonport talked to the captain at the police barracks, and he helped me get over there. We was working on all the state trooper cars. I did from 04 to 07 there, and got popped on a dirty UA in 07 there. I went to Hunts. I stayed at Hunts 07 to 09. Then I left Hunts and went to Beauregard. Then I went to the work release. Got popped on a breathalyzer at the work release, coming in drunk one day. And I finished out that Jose at Fort Wade, way up north Louisiana.
I got you.
My second one I did in St. Tammany Parish. And my third one I basically did in St. Tammany Parish, Angola, and Concordia.
How was Angola, man?
Angola wasn't bad. I actually wasn't there for long. What had happened, I was at Concordia and I was the head mechanic over the shop. See, that's the thing. Once I got ASC certified, doing time became real easy for me.
Okay.
Because I could write any camp, or I could write wherever I wanted to go and send them my ASC certificates. You know, every camp, dude, they got, if it's not a sheriff's office where they actually running street units, they got transport buses, they got transport vans. You know, they're always looking for a good mechanic. So once I got ASC certified, it got to where I could basically put myself in a position where I wanted to be somewhere.
I mean, that's pretty damn sweet, you know?
Right. And what happened, when I went to Angola, I was at Concordia. I was the head mechanic over there, actually the only mechanic over there at the time. And James LeBlanc come to the shop one day. They were actually thinking about opening up a school, an automotive school in Concordia. James LeBlanc is the secretary of DOC in Louisiana. He come there one day and he was talking to my boss, and my boss told him, well, yeah, he's one test away from being master certified in diesel and one test away from being master certified in auto. So James LeBlanc called me over there. He says, man, what you think about running this? If we open up a school here, what do you think about teaching guys? I said, well, I can do that.
Well, shit, yeah.
He said, well, look, he said, that's what we're going to do. He said, when you get out, and at the time, dude, I wasn't supposed to make parole till 2026. Okay. They had my parole date wrong. And he said, when you get out, I said, I go up for parole in 2026. I said, my full term is 2036. He's like, well, he said, I'll tell you this much. He said, if you decide to do this for me and run this school here, he said, when you go up for parole in 26, he said, I pretty much guarantee you'll make it.
Sweet.
I said, okay. And he says, well, this is what we're going to do. He says, we're going to send you to Angola for a couple months. You know, they got a reentry program in Angola. He said, I'm going to let you follow this, the instructor over there around for a couple months and learn how he does his paperwork and how he gives his pre-test. And then we'll get you back over here. We'll apply for the grant and we'll get everything rolling. Well, by the time I left to go to Angola, DOC had changed my parole date from 2026 to let me see. When I talked to James LeBlanc about that, that was at the beginning of 18.
Okay.
Mid 18, because I went to Angola November of 18, right? Thanksgiving week, they shipped me to Angola.
Right.
And before I got shipped to Angola, in between the time I talked to James LeBlanc and got everything set up, they had changed my parole date from 2026 to 2020, you know. So now I'm looking at like 16 months from the time I go to Angola to the time I get out. So I'm a short timer in Angola with all these guys that's doing life, you know. And I didn't stay that long. I stayed there about 3 months, and then you know, I went back to Concordia, and I ended up making parole on it. So
that's all right, man. It's pretty damn sweet. So
because,
you mechanic work right now?
Actually, I'm a crane. I work on cranes right now. The company I work for, I kind of switched out of the mechanic trade and got an offer at this company that builds pedestal cranes from the ground up.
All right.
And I started about a year ago in the assembly shop, and I've moved up to service. Now I'm on service. Now I do crane installation, crane inspection, and repairing cranes in the field.
You're doing all right, man. You're doing all right.
I'm doing pretty good, bro. I can't complain, bro. You know.
So,
but,
so the aggravated robbery. Had you been aggravated burglary? Had you been in trouble before or not, man? I mean, I know you were slinging at the raves and everything like that, but had you ever been in any trouble before?
Honestly, yeah. My dad was a commercial fisherman my whole life.
Okay.
And around 11 or 12 years old, he started running the offshore guide service. So he started taking these judges and these DAs and these attorneys all offshore fishing, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I hit my teens, dude, and like everybody else, I start running with the wrong crowd and I start messing up. And it's one thing after another. I'm going to jail for this. I'm going to jail for that. Well, at first it was cool. My dad get one of these judges to put a signature bond on me. And 2 weeks, when I leave the jailhouse, you know, they give me a piece of paper saying I had to be in court in 2 weeks.
Right.
A couple of days later, my dad hit my beeper up because, you know, we didn't have cell phones back then. You know, my dad called my beeper and I called the house and they'd be like, hey, that court date they gave you when you left, don't worry about it. Throw that shit away. It got to the point, dude, the last time before I caught this aggravated burglary, my dad come got me out and it took him a little bit longer than usual to come get me out. And when I got in the truck, he was like, man, I'm letting you know, bro, I'm running out of favors. He's like, he's like, these people are tired of putting their name underneath yours. And 2 weeks later, you back in here with some dumb shit. I'm looking at him. I'm like, man, you take these people fishing, dude. You're not running out of favors.
You know where the fishing holes are. Come on, man.
Them favors don't run out, you know. But sure enough, dude, when I caught this last one, dude, he tried to get it dropped down from the 15. They weren't coming off of it. That's just like when I caught this 20 that I'm basically doing parole on now.
Yeah.
The judge I had, dude, they flattened me out. They gave me 20 flat. I'm supposed to still be in jail till 2036.
Good Lord, man.
What saved me is about 2 months before my sentencing, man, they had a legislative session and Louisiana changed the law to where if you're a non-violent offender, not a violent offense throughout your whole jacket, if you're on a non-violent offense and you do 25% of your time, you can go up for parole.
That's pretty damn
And when
sweet,
they offered me, I had a state attorney, dude. And when they offered me the 20 flat that day, they were ready to go to trial. Like they had the detectives, the drug task force, everybody that was there. And my state attorney, he told me, he's like, dude, he's like, if you take this 20 flat, because I was straight up, I was ready to go to trial. 20 flat, I was already in my 30s, you know what I'm saying? No. And he's like, man, if you take this 20 flat, he said, you get a parole date in 5 years. I said, man, I don't believe you. I said, they bill me additional time. I said, I don't believe you. So he took out his cell phone in court, bro, and he pulled up. It's actually Senate Bill 139, and I remember it to this day, is what the Senate bill is. And he pulled it up, and I read it. And sure
you got to sign on that shit.
Said non-violent offenders you're eligible for parole at 25%. So, you know, I went in there and, dude, I'm good under supervision. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm good under parole and I'm good in prison. But, dude, as soon as the supervision's gone, it's something else, bro.
As long as it got eyes on me, I'm all right.
Right. I'm like a dog, bro. I won't chew up your shoes, bro, until you go outside or you go to bed. You know what I'm saying? It's over with after that.
No, hell, I would have signed on that shit too. You give me a parole date in 5 years? Yeah, let's sign off on that right now.
Well, look, dude, I was surprised when I made it because actually when I went up for parole in 21, bro, which I did, you know, I the whole 5 years from October 16 to October 21, dude, I didn't have no write-ups. You know what I'm saying? I did what I was supposed to do, bro. I took all the little classes, you know, that I needed to take, and I did everything I was supposed to do. But when I went up in front of the parole board in 21, I sat down and the woman that runs the parole board, I don't remember her name, I don't recall it, but she says, Mr. Meyers, she says, I'm kind of in a bind right now. She says, I got three opposing letters for you sitting right here. She said, one of them, she said, that's from the DA. She said, I can understand that. She said, the DA opposes everybody we bring up in front of the board. She said, that doesn't bother me. She said, the other two kind of got me perplexed a little bit. She said, I've never had the captain of a drug task force write an opposing letter. She said, and I've never had the sentencing judge write an opposing letter. So I'm looking at her, and I mean, she done told me she's got these 3 opposing letters, Brett, in the back of my mind. I'm like, well, there goes me going home today.
Yeah.
I guess they're about to vote against me. You know, they got 3 opposing letters: the judge, the DA, and the captain for the drug task force. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm dead on that. Sure enough, they granted me, dude. It surprised me. You know?
Yeah. So what did you do to piss the judge and the task force off?
Okay, I'm not. Let me start off by saying I'm not a dumb fellow. I'm
I know
smart.
You're not. I know that by talking to you.
And I'm book smart. Well, what happened is, sitting in the parish jail, I got my hands on a pretrial formulary, which has skeleton motions of basically everything from bail reduction to a motion of discovery to motion of suppress evidence. I mean, it had 200 skeleton motions in this pretrial formulary. My cousin actually sent it in to me.
Right.
But hey, man, I'm sitting in there with nothing to do, a bunch of time on my hand. I started writing handwriting motions for everybody that was in the dorm with me. You know, and one of the guys went to court one day, and I'm also writing motions on my behalf. You know, and one of the guys went to court one day in my courtroom, and by this time, Judge Gardner, you know, he didn't recognize my handwriting. He told the other little guy, he's like, you can go ahead and tell Mr. Meyers over there he can stop writing these motions because he's really filling up my clerk of court office. That was the beginning of the iceberg. The second part of the iceberg was, this is what really pissed him off. Me and my co-defendant, you know, felt at the same time. It was my girlfriend at the time. And she ended up by talking to the state appointed attorney first.
Okay.
By that happening, the state attorney's office couldn't represent me because it would be conflict of interest. So they had to give me a pro bono. Well, that's why I had originally got the pretrial formulary, because it had been 90 days and I still hadn't seen a pro bono.
Okay.
So I filed a motion of discovery, and I also filed a motion to be appointed a pro bono attorney.
Right.
So when I go into court to fight those motions, the state attorney stood up and he come talk to me. He's like, look, man, he's like, I can't really represent you on these motions. He's like, because I'm representing your co-defendant. He said, but I will speak up and talk for you today. He says, man, he says, I don't know why you didn't get a pro bono yet. He says, somebody at my office dropped the ball. He's like, but I will get it right. So they call my number and he stands up and he's like, Your Honor, he says, I want to apologize. He says, you know, we're representing Mr. Meyers as co-defendant. He's like, Mr. Meyers should have had a pro bono attorney. My office cannot represent him. He's like, somebody at my office must have dropped the ball. It's been 90 days. He's like, I'm going to, you know, he says, when I get back to the office, I'm going to file for pro bono and we're going to take this, you know, we'll get it straight. He says, as for the motion of discovery, he says, I don't think Mr. Meyers is capable of arguing that motion himself because he's not a qualified attorney. He's like, we'll wait till he gets the pro bono attorney and we'll bring him back for the motion of discovery. So the judge was like, okay, that's fine. So I raised my hand. I said, Your Honor, can I, can I speak? He said, yeah, Mr. Meyers, you stand up. I said, well, first of all, I said, I feel like you're violating my constitutional rights. I said, and I feel like I'm being forced into self-representation. He's like, he's like, you're not being forced into self-representation. He's like, there's no way I would let you represent yourself in this courtroom. Well, you know, they got spectators in the court, civilians. Right. Both of these motions I filed were pro se. So I said, with that being said, Your Honor, that you wouldn't let me represent myself in your courtroom. I turned around and I looked at all the spectators in the court. I said, I want y'all to understand, a pro se motion is a motion that I handwritten filed myself. I turned back around, I looked at the judge. I said, Your Honor, I said, you just told me you wouldn't let me represent myself in your courtroom. I said, but I'm on your docket today for 2 motions that I filed pro se. I said, if that's not self-representation, can you please tell me what is? Dude, he put his glasses down to the tip of his nose and he said, Mr. Meyers, he said, be very, very, very careful how you proceed in my courtroom. I said, that's all I had to say, Your Honor, and I sat down. But that day right there, I made him look like an ass, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Because he told me he wouldn't let me represent myself, but yet I'm on your docket for 2 motions that I hand wrote, and I'm in here representing myself. You know?
you just like to piss everybody off. That's what it is.
Hey, you remember that Dennis Leary song, I'm an asshole? I
remember that.
Look, I try not to be, but when I wake up in the morning, I kind of sit here and drink my coffee and wonder who I can piss off throughout the day.
I tell you, man, you that comment you said, when you're under supervision, I served time with many a man who they were just fine in prison.
Yeah, right. Me too. There were angels in there.
Exactly.
As soon as they get off supervision,
that was it. They just fuck up as soon as they get outside the gate.
Right. No, well, I'm good outside the gate as long as I'm on parole. I mean, I'm good. But really, dude, one thing that's keeping me out. I mean, every time my parole officer calls, I'm gonna be honest with you. Every time my parole officer calls me in to see her, I'm gonna tell you what keeps me out. Every time she calls me in to see her, bro, I Google Louisiana starting salary for probation and parole. Their starting salary is $40,000 a year. Dude, you realize before April of this year, I made $43,000. So like I'm making 4 times her wages in a year. So I mean, I'm when I go in there and see her, I got a smile on my face. Like,
I
you
bet.
know what I'm saying?
I bet. You're outstanding, man. You are. You're fucking outstanding. I love it. This is so much better than that 2-hour conversation I just had before I signed on here.
Hey man, that and my puppies, bro. That's another thing that's keeping me out. Like I got two American bullies that I paid $5,000 a piece for, and they that's I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I went in 2016, I had a rescue, a little pit bull.
Yeah.
And she was my everything, bro. When I went to jail, she was actually, the day I got arrested, she had just got her leg amputated like a week before that because she ran away from a friend of mine's house and got hit by a car.
Okay.
Well, she still had the stitches and the staples in her leg. And when I went to jail, dude, like I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she got adopted. I don't know if they put her down. I don't know what happened.
Right.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, Brett. I missed that dog when I was in jail more than I missed my freedom, more than I missed my old lady at the time, more than I missed anything else.
Dude, I get it. I get it. I really do. I've got a little animal here myself, man, and that little son of a bitch. I love the shit out of that dog I've got. I really do.
I was actually saving for a motorcycle at the time when I ran across this puppy, dude, and I seen her, and dude said 5,000. And Mama, come see. Come here, Mama. Come see. Look.
Oh hell, man! How old are they?
Mama just made a year, and Sissy is about 4 months younger than her. I bought Sissy, dude, because I sent Mama to school for show dog training. From Mississippi, she was up there with a friend of mine, but a guy that I met, and he charged me $900 a month, bro, to send her to school to, for a show dog.
Right.
And while she was up there, she bonded with this other little puppy that he had because he breeds, Yeah, kind of like a sucker move. And when I went to go pick her up, he was like, "Hey, man, look how they bonded together." I ended up by buying another damn dog.
You can't leave it. You got to take it.
Bro, I can't. I couldn't do it, bro. My dog looked at me like she lost her best friend the whole 5-hour ride home. You know what I'm saying? The whole 5-hour ride. I got you. Just stared at me.
My wife is trying to talk me into a friend for the one we've got right now. And I keep saying no, but I know it's going to happen at some damn point.
Right, yeah, it's got to. Yeah, but the whole ride home, dude, she just stared at me like, "Dad, are you really taking me away from my sister that I just met?" And like, I had to go back and get her.
Well, I guess you're like me, man. Hell, I prefer my damn animals over humans. I really do.
Most definitely, dude. Most definitely.
You can trust those damn things.
You know what it is, Brett, bro? It's just, you did Fed time, correct?
Yeah, I did. 7.5 Fed.
Okay, well, I'm sure Fed is a little bit more, I want to say, I can't think of the word I'm thinking of, but
it's easier like that Louisiana time.
Well, even in Louisiana time, dude, it's about respect in there. You know what I'm saying? You bump into somebody, it's excuse me. You need to get somewhere, it's excuse me. It's thank you, please. You know what I'm saying? Even in the inmate population, bro, it's about respect, dude. And just out here, bro, I don't see it out, dude. On a daily basis, I run into somebody in this world that I really want to just slap the shit out of.
I got you, man. I mean, that's a big difference, right? I mean,
in a bank and Tractor Supply. I mean, every day, bro, I run into somebody I want to slap the shit out of just because they don't. Dude, after doing 19 years, it's hard to lose that respect.
It is. It is. That's one of the things I learned in prison, and I think that's a positive in prison. Is by God, you start out giving respect. Now you can lose that respect for somebody, but by God, out of the gate, you respect somebody. And that does not happen in the free world at all. At all.
And you can lose it quick depending on how you carry yourself in there. You can lose it real quick. But I never did lose my respect in there. Being 19 years in, I'm pretty much known by at least one person in every prison in this state.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could get locked up tomorrow, and whatever camp they throw me at, when I walk down that main walk, somebody, hey, Monroe, you know, somebody's gonna know me somewhere.
Well, see, that's not a bad thing. You know, that's the thing is they know who you are. They know how you carry yourself, stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying I hope you go back in, but still.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing at the same time because, you know, my mom asked me, Brett, when I got out after I did my first Joe's, bro, my 12 years, 9 months, and my 15, she asked me if I regretted it. And really, I don't. Because everything we go through in life makes us who we are today, you know?
I agree.
And who knows, dude? If I didn't go to prison when I was 18 years old, I might be out here sucking dick today. You know what I'm saying?
There's some truth to that, man. I mean, that's you know, I'm a popular guy in cyber, and I do a lot of interviews, and a lot of those interviews ask, you know, would I take anything back? And a lot of them get pissed off when I say no, I wouldn't, because it's exactly what you said. Everything that I've done, exactly.
I'm happy with the man I am today, bro.
That's
I'm happy
exactly
with the morals. I'm happy with the way I respect myself and the way I respect others. And I thrive every day, bro, to be a better person than I was the day before. Although I am a sarcastic asshole and I do like to piss people off.
No.
I kind of even it out a little bit, I think, you know. But I'm happy with who I am today as a person. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about.
If I wouldn't have did that time in prison, that Brett, there's no telling who I'd be today.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I mean, we're the product of every single person we meet, of everything that we do or has been done to us. And I like who I am these days. And as exactly. You know, I heard a lot of people, man, but I wouldn't take one damn thing back. I really wouldn't.
Right. I can wake up in the morning and look in the mirror now and smile.
That's when I
was a drug addict, maybe not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But because I was pretty much a loner when I was a drug addict, bro. And they say the person that does drugs alone hates the person they're doing drugs with.
There's a lot of truth to that now.
You know? And there's a lot of truth to it.
Yeah.
You know, but now, I mean, being clean, going on 8 years, dude, I got a good job. I got my dogs. I got a little girlfriend that helps me take care of the dogs. You know, I'm content, dude. Like, life's where I wanted at right now. I feel like I'm winning in life.
You miss the drugs at all, Monroe?
Not really. I don't think about them too much. When I miss them is when I have I was an intravenous user, so I use needles. And dude, I have dreams sometimes that I feel like I'm high. Like, my body will trick me to where I'll be dreaming and I'll think I'm high. And I'll wake up and be like, oh, wow, that was a fucking dream. Like, I mean, in my dreams sometimes, dude, I do a shot and I feel the rush.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to explain, you know? Like, you know, if you have a dream you falling, you feel like you actually falling. You know, it's kind of like that. And it's weird. And at those times when I wake up like that, I miss them sometimes. But looking back as a whole, no, they took a lot of my life from me, man.
No, I got you. You know, I was very lucky. I avoided drugs. Should I just start? I was this clean criminal, man. I didn't start drinking until I was like 34.
Wow.
yeah. That's this dipshit right here, you know. So what?
Hey, bro, how the break? I see me smoking. I'm still rolling my own cigarettes, man. You know what I'm saying?
So you can take the man out of the prison, but not the prison out of the man.
Hey, bro, I guess so. You know, man, I still take off one leg with my pants sometimes when I sit down in my bathroom and I got the door closed doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
Ain't nobody gonna sneak me in this motherfucker, but I'm still taking one pant leg out just to be sure.
Well, Monroe, man, I mean, I love the animals. I love the attitude. I mean, you seem like you got it going on right now, man. You truly do.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have to hang out and go fishing one day, Brett. We're gonna have to hook up. I know you in the South. We both in the Central Time Zone, bro.
Yeah, I'm over in Birmingham, man.
Oh shit, I was in Troy, Alabama a couple months ago. Dog show, man, Saturday.
Dude, you come back through Alabama, you've got a bunk right here at the house. No shit.
All right.
Okay.
That's
anytime you come through, you ring me up. and we'll do something. And I mean that.
Yeah.
I truly
so we'll
do.
go out to eat. We'll do something.
Yeah, man.
Anytime you head this way, do the same thing. And
Louisiana's got us beat on food. You know that.
Oh, most definitely. We got y'all beat on the SEC football. We got y'all beat on baseball.
Whoa, now.
All right, but we'll leave that conversation alone then.
Are you? Hey, no shit. Are you guys going to do anything with football this year?
I hope so.
I do too. My wife, my poor wife,
I think we can whip Bama again like we did last year.
You know, I wouldn't doubt it. Now, my poor wife, though, she is an Auburn graduate, and I feel sorry for her every single day. I really do.
Right.
So I'm from Kentucky originally, man, and so when I married her, this woman, she's like,
"You with the Wildcat?"
Yeah, the Wildcats. We don't know what a football is in Kentucky, right? So she tells me when I marry her, you got to choose a team. It's Alabama or Auburn, and I graduated from Auburn. So today, I buy all this Alabama stuff. Now that I'm married to her, I'm like, I buy the Alabama shirts, the hats, everything else, and it pisses her the fuck off. And I just laugh all the way through, and I don't give a damn about the team at all. But I do have fun watching Louisiana. Now, I do have fun doing that. You know, that who was that coach, that the Go Tigers guy? I love the shit out of him. One they fired.
Nick Saban? Les Miles?
No, the one before Miles. Or one right after Miles. He won the championship at LSU. You know, he had that deep accent. You know, he always ended every interview with
Bergeron. You talking about Bergeron?
I love the shit out of that man.
Yeah,
I did.
Right.
And when those pictures came out and he had that little blonde with him, I didn't blame him one little bit. Not a bit.
Right.
So,
well, dude, whenever you come to Louisiana, boy, we got the same deal, boy. We'll hook up and go eat or do something.
Well, dude, I'm gonna take you up on that. No shit, I'm gonna take you up on that.
All right.
You know, I'm doing these interviews now, talking to, you know, I'm reaching out to former felons and everything, and some of the conversations have been really good, like this one right here, and some of them have been shit.
That's another thing I wanted to hit on. That's another reason the colonel at Cottonport had helped me get to the police barracks, and I think I told you about this when we were messaging back and forth on Facebook.
Yeah.
When I was at Cottonport, we actually had a juvenile awareness program. It was actually 13 members. It was a president and 12 members.
Okay.
They were all handpicked by the warden. But what we used to do was throughout the school year, the area schools would bring field trips, you know, to the prison. They'd tour around the prison, and then they'd come in the business shed and they'd meet with the 13 members. And we used to do skits, dude. We used to practice our ass off and do these little skits, like how easy it was to end up in prison.
Right.
You know, just little quick skits, little 10, 15-minute skits to kind of keep the kids' attention. And then we'd do a testimony. One guy out the group would do a testimony, and then we'd do a skit, then we'd do another testimony, then we'd do another skit, and then we'd do a question and answer session.
Okay.
You know, and dude, that group, like, I wish I could start something like that out here.
Well, dude, why can't you?
Dude, the support, I have to do it under a nonprofit, bro. It would, you know,
yeah.
I gotta find the route that I gotta take, and I have the guys out here, bro, that would definitely do it. I got a good friend of mine. Actually, I met him while I was in Angola with Concordia. He was locked up for 32 years.
Okay.
And he had a 144-year sentence, and he made parole a year before me. And he's out now after doing 32 flat. Jesus. And like, he, you know, I have the structure and the guys that would definitely be interested in doing it to keep children from following in our footsteps.
Yeah.
I just don't know the legal route that I would have to take as far as getting the LLC, getting a nonprofit, and actually having somebody support us that would actually go to these schools, you know what I'm saying? And to where we could get the walkthrough and get the access that we need.
Well, Monroe,
I don't know if they would look.
Hey, no shit about it, man. If you're serious about that, I could probably reach out to some people. These days I've got a whole shitload of friends on law enforcement side and everything else. So I could probably reach out and try to get that stuff rolling.
Yeah, I'm definitely serious about it, Brett. I feel like if I could stop one child, bro, one kid from following in my footsteps and wasting 20 years of their life, then I feel like it'll all be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I got to devote 20, 30 hours a week into this group on top of my working 40-hour a week job. But I feel like if I can do that, if I could just reach out and touch one person with my testimony. And I mean, Brett, this was a quick talk for me and you. I got so much stuff that I left out, dude. 2015, I got shot point blank with an AR-15. You know, I got jumped when I was in Hunts, dude, and got my whole face reconstructed. You know what I'm saying? Like they broke every bone in my face. I mean, this was just like a touch of the base. Interview. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more. My testimony goes so much more in depth, dude, and just the shit that I've seen, the shit that I've done, the shit that I've been through. I OD'd 3 times. I should have been dead 5 times already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? OD'd 3 times. I had my face completely crushed. Complete facial reconstructive surgery in 2008. That was the day before Father's Day, 2008. And then 2 days before Thanksgiving in 2015, I got shot with AR-15 point blank.
Who the hell shot you?
Chick I was dating. It was kind of an accident, and it kind of wasn't. We had been up for like 13 days on that meth, you know, and she was trying to get me to go to sleep because we were supposed to be going to my son's girlfriend's grandmother's house for Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
And shit just kind of evolved, and you know, the gun went off. But you don't see too many people get shot with a 223 NATO round point blank in the stomach and live through it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I think I'm here for a reason, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think God's kept me around for a reason. I'm still trying to figure out what that reason is. And hey, maybe it's this juvenile awareness program. I don't know.
Well, look, dude, I'm serious. I'll start reaching out to some people over in Louisiana way and see if we can get this stuff going on, see what you need to do to get that going. Okay.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Seriously,
man. That would be cool.
Hey, you going to come back on this show, man?
Hey, man, if you want me to come back on.
Fuck yeah, I want you to come back on.
I've been checking out your podcast ever since 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, man. When me and you first talked, I Googled. I ain't gonna lie, you know, I was curious. I Googled you. I've been watching you. So
he's like, who is this son of a bitch?
Right. You know, I mean, there's so many scams out there nowadays, bro. When you were like, hey man, you want to come on my podcast? I was like, man, let me Google this guy and see. So yeah, I watched a couple of your shows and I was like, yeah, maybe I will go check him out.
Hey man, I appreciate it. I am too, man. You're outstanding, truly. I ain't gonna take no more of your time tonight, but I'm gonna bring your ass back on pretty soon if you don't mind. I want to hear about. Man, I want to hear about this. I want to hear about where you got jumped and some of this other stuff.
I sent you. I don't know if you read it, but I sent you the links to when I got shot, and I also sent you the link when I got arrested in St. Tammany in 2016.
Yeah,
because it's kind of a funny story, dude. When we get off this podcast, I want you to go ahead on your phone, Google the worldwide search.
Okay.
And Google Minions, like the little Minion cartoon character. Google Minions shotgun. Okay. And my shotgun and my drug bust is the first thing that pops up on a worldwide search from 2016 in St. Tammany.
All right, dude. I got you. Monroe, dude, I have absolutely loved this conversation.
Yes, sir. I had fun too. Thank you, Brett.
Yes, sir. All right. So that was episode number 84 of the Brett Johnson Show, Monroe Meyers. And make no damn mistake, I love the hell out of Monroe Meyers. He and I just clicked immediately, and I enjoyed that conversation. It really made me realize how much I missed talking to some of the guys behind the fence. You know, you don't have the distractions behind the fence that you do in the free world. And because of that, you have a camaraderie with men that is hard to find anyplace else in our society except maybe the military. So it really, sitting down with Monroe really made me realize how much I miss just being able to talk to people sometimes. In free society, you're not able to do that as much. We've got constraints. We've got things that are not really present when you're locked up. So I really appreciate Monroe talking to me. That being said, hey, I love his dog too. And one of the things you're going to find out, the people who are turning their lives around, you'll see, and I've mentioned this in previous presentations as well, when I was released from prison, they told me, hey, sit down there, find yourself something you care about, find a job, and you probably won't recidivate. There's a lot of truth to that. So the question becomes is, are you able to find a job? Are you able to find something that you really, truly care about? And for Monroe, make no mistake about it, that dog, those dogs he's got, right there, that man loves those animals. And who can blame him? I've got a 27-pound Chihuahua. Yeah, she's got a weight problem. And I love the hell out of that animal, more than most humans. So I'm Brett Johnson. We're going to close out this show. How do we close it out? We close it out the same way every single time. Stay safe out there. Stay secure. Stay vigilant. More importantly, this is the Brett Johnson Show. At the end of the day, just do the right damn thing. I'm Brett Johnson. Thank you for listening. Until next time.